Welcome everyone. I also didn't want to show that probably to another live stream. I guess we're live so far with 0 job frames. It probably doesn't last long. Let's just post that here because I don't understand why he's saying that people are leaning towards keeping Linux in regression. Yeah. Anyway, wanted to profile Firefox here, and the joy of profiling 2.2 gigabyte of debug information. Also, why did that not? Ah, right, probably. Some things. The other day I used OProfile, the good old-fashioned decade-old original, not OS in original, but original profiling tool, because there is no perf, right? And yeah, some observations. So first of all, this perf thing is this new. I really wonder what the Linux community is really funny. This perf stuff, you would think it's like some external package like GDB or stuff, but or NF tables or stuff, but this is also hilarious, right? So there is some tool stuff packaged here, so I really wonder what is wrong with the Linux kernel people that this perf stuff is in here. And it's like, yeah, so what is wrong with this? So if you want to compile perf, you need to download the whole 100 megabyte or whatever. And let's better check this, not that we say something wrong. But yeah, a little bit inconvenient in my opinion that, yeah, if we want to have a perf package, because right now we don't have a perf package. 5, what do we have, 5.9 something, so this is even over 100 megabyte, I guess 115 megabyte of set standard compressed, if you use lesser than set standard compression, then more. Yeah, what, and why not a single NF tables, IP tables of OProfile, like, anyway. But yeah, the joy of, I thought I quickly profile the stuff, but the problem is both 2020, both OProfile and perf don't terminate here off. I'm already waiting. I've already descaled the coffee machine, so let's enjoy our freshly much better descaled and clean coffee machine. Amazing stuff. Can recommend. So yeah, I also need to automate this more. Claire originally had here this. I showed this yesterday of package, our smart optimization here in T2. I need to somehow rewrite this. The Perl packages are not the largest profile. This pipestone stuff, it will also not, I delete this. This is a subversion, reverted, merged this stuff. Because I for sure don't want to have this here in the develop. This is why I also deleted this 15 or 13 years ago. And also naming, I said this yesterday. So initially this was like daemon and compile and report and stuff. So the problem with this is it's running since like, yeah, 10 minutes. Cheers. And yeah, I don't know if this ever finishes. We can also, let's rerun this with, I think, what did I had here? A source of perf, because so this perf, so the debug information, and so the debug information are humongous, right? Optimozilla, they are 2.2 gigabyte. You've seen this in the Pine 64 ARM64 video when we wanted to debug why this was crashing. And this is also what I said at times, this project out of control, right? Granted, if you don't build this with debug information, then it's only 100 megabyte of code, which, yeah, it's a whole browser, the XUL of everything in one library, certainly totally amazing. Except that the debug information, like, don't really load quite. Where do we have this? Of too many. Source file where maybe I've not run this. The problem with this also is, so yeah, both perf and stuff. So I also wish the error messages would be more amazing, because yeah, which file is it even? glibc, because this libxul has debug information, so I don't know what it tries, because we sample the whole system, so there will also be glibc and libx11 or libwayland and stuff. So yeah, this is really annoying. On the plus side, last night I added some profiling, a tiny little bit of the Linux kernel, and I'm running a partially smart optimized Linux kernel now. How long does it take the debug symbols to load? Yeah, I don't know. It's not loading dash. So neither in perf nor so this is libbfd of amazing 30 years of GNU project stuff, and like something, and it's like I mean error not finding variable specification offset something. It would really help if we would know the file, and I'm not sure if, although this doesn't ever terminate in 15 minutes time, on a epic thread ripping AMD Ryzen 3950X of yesteryear. So this is in the meantime running 12 minutes. This I cancelled earlier. This is anyway. If we take a look, so without source file, so the problem is with the plus field of plus source file. However, this is also a little bit. People said use perf, it's more amazing, more modern, and Linus Torvalds and stuff. But this is also a little bit strange. So we are just running, I think I was running this maybe 1 minute or so. I was clicking around in Firefox here, like various sites and YouTube and stuff. You probably get the idea. And to have some sampling, and you see, just as we would imagine, although this is lib3, libprif3 of film reduced degree, maybe, of is this TLS stuff, maybe. And so the issue is that I don't need this function name. I need for smart profiling in our T2 distribution, as per the previous videos, I need the file name. And I'm also really surprised, also here by the way 0. So, I'm surprised that just adding here the field, so what does not as easily terminate is that. Do we also have, hello? Why do we not have control set here for whatever? So the difference is I've run this just, wait, the thing is blocking control set. That's a fancy UI. Amazing stuff. Perf. So the problem is this field, adding the source file field, and for the smart optimization of compiling everything, optimizing size optimization is, by the way, not optimizing a little. Size optimization is mostly O2, except so it should be better than O1 usually. It's like O size should be O2, except all the loop unrolling and other inlining and whatnot limits much smaller, so that it doesn't increase the binary size as much. I'm really surprised that just adding the source field here is causing such an issue. This will go on quite a while. What we see also, people said use perf, it's more amazing, but as amazing as a 6% drop frames. What irritates me a little bit, so we have in running this 1 minute with kind of default settings 415,000 samples here of instruction in user land. Event count, I'm slightly wondering why is the event count different than samples, but whatever. Or maybe the event count is higher for in kernel, but anyway, what irritates me a little bit is if we run the similar thing with oprofile, we op report, we get vastly different, although it's a slightly different run, but here we get 72% in Firefox. I'm slightly wondering, too many terminal things. I'm really wondering why we have only so few percentages here, or somehow I thought like instruction should not include sleep time. So I would think this percentage is so much to use perf because it's a new, more amazing. Also, maybe this is all like 0% of something that we have here. Maybe, right, but there you see how, maybe we have here actually 100,000 different samples of that. As you see, because so much to the theory of most of the code never runs, right? Because you have 0.00. What is the point of optimizing, spending CPU cycles optimizing this stuff if at the end of the day we don't spend time here anyway? So the reason, as I said, this is by the way jitted. So here you see this is some anonymous stuff. Why don't we have here better information? Because this is runtime, just in time, generated by the Mozilla JavaScript engine. This is why we have here address 00 something of some anonymous something. Anyway, so this as it is pretty useless for our task here anyway, and while we're still waiting and enjoying our coffee, it could be partially solved, and also good luck with profile guided optimization that of this code base. Long story short, this is why not only I prefer keep it stupid simple, because good luck not only optimizing and stuff, but also debugging. Good luck debugging Firefox. If you're wondering why the big projects make so little progress, it's like waiting for your debugger to load all the 2 GB of symbols. It's like so basically also we have a lot of time spent in that. So what we could do, and I don't want to do this on a big scale, obviously, because doing this manually doesn't scale. Also 18 minutes already loading. You can't make this stuff up. This is a freaking epping. So probably I need a 5950X, but 3950X, it's like also it's only 18% faster. So instead of loading this for 20 plus minutes, it's loading this in 18 plus minutes. This is late code show with me here. It's hilarious. I find the IT industry, not only at Apple's peak bugs, very frustrating, whether it's Apple's peak bugs, Microsoft Windows bugs, of course, for decades, but even in the open source landscape. I understand a browser is relatively complex code, but on the other hand, maybe a lot of stuff shouldn't be in there. And also, sure, the standards, if you implement each and every of the web standards, then with WebGL and WebMIDI and Web Bluetooth and who knows what and local files and whatnot, maybe the stuff should also be split more, like more module loadable stuff or something, because debugging and what we could do, and all the stuff is, as you see, still loading, because 8 minutes, I probably shouldn't have canceled that earlier. What we could do is match some of this stuff here manually, as we see here. So this apparently is run a lot, might be crypto. Let's maybe unpack this, that with all this time spent. And we need to optimize this more, right? The issue is maybe I should just rebuild all my systems so that we could, but probably this error is probably not like error. It's maybe we should also call this warning, right? I'm not sure if like dwarf error could not find. I'm not sure. The problem is, we had this previously, right? Print out proper debug messages that people actually know, because I neither know how fatal that is and which bloody file it even is, right? Debug messages. We had a video. So this probably relatively useless anyway. And you see this also anonymous JavaScript stuff. Also, I like the summary better. And what is also another critique here on this, how to get this. What is a little bit funny with this modern Linux tools, previously you always had like print out some stuff and something. I find it a little bit, yeah, getting used to that. This is some browsing stuff of zoom into zoom, something directly into the kernel, browse map details, run, symbol, unsigned, run, whatever. We could try to rerun this with another sample. I used instruction. Maybe we should just use clock cycles. I thought retired instruction is more useful than. Anyway, we could, so given that, so what we could do to have at least something is match this manually to some file, because what is the problem why I want this debug info is tar, and by the way this is also, by the way this build, so yeah, let's commit Firefox here. This is the latest Firefox version of 0.3. It probably looks good, I would say. Let's also untar that again, download mirror. I only do this now because I want to have at least some outcome of that. Usually we shouldn't do it like manually matching some stuff. That is 8203. But yeah, leave in the comments below what you think. What is your experience with this humongous open source projects that are hard to build, hard to debug, hard to profile? And yeah, I probably need to profile set standard to optimize set standard more though. But yeah, on the path of making T2 the most optimized distribution out there, let's see which file that is. This is ECP something. So how we could do this is, that is here. So that is 1.2% something. Let's copy this just for documentation purposes and Firefox profile, and add this here manually of, should this, no, let's use that. Oh, wait a second, wait, this was that file, so this is how this should work automatically, and we should probably have this automatically. And then what is the next thing? So again, this of course obviously totally doesn't scale. Some of that filter. And again, this was what we want debug information for. Maybe which of either, this is, where is, maybe, no, oops, alpha. SE3, or maybe is it that, but this is a little bit tricky. Oops. That looks a little bit, this might be dispatching that. Yeah, this is some default. This is mostly, can we namespace define? Not really sure if optimizing that file is the best thing. Maybe it's not doing much. But whatever, let's just put there something. It's just documentation purposes. Of course, this is rather, is it that one? Maybe we should. This is 3. Oops. Also, if this is optimized, okay, this is doing next to nothing. If this is hand optimized, then obviously there is not much. Does this make any sense too? Is this, maybe let's put this file in there. Maybe this improves the thing, maybe not. This is again why you want to do this by a machine and not manually. But so this would be how it should work automatically if the debug information wouldn't be 2.2 gigabyte, and they are still loading. We could like, some of this should be Java, or maybe this hash mix does this. So maybe we do 2 more to have at least of all this CPU cycles wasted on not working stuff as usual. Cache has, so that probably hash mix something inline. So yeah, that looks like a good candidate as it, wait a second, this was showing here. Let's copy the right here. This is here, 0 point something. Something that certainly looks like, and again, totally not. Although on the other hand, as you see, profile guided stuff on RMIPS, good luck with it. As unusable it is here on this Ryzen. Wait, too many terminals. Which file was it? Too many, wait, too many, oh, here. So as you see, this is how this should work. And again, I only do this because this will improve, also best with typos, this will improve all builds so that if you use this, Degraver, I wrote you an email, so happy to see you. Compile with unused debug types make a difference. Would compiling with eliminate unused debug types? That's interesting. Yes, I also wondered, there is some, and by the way, how are you doing? And did you get my email? Oh, wait a second, I mixed this. It's not my day, too much sleep. I only see this happen things, sorry. Overworked. Baby night shift stuff. I didn't test this. I would also eliminate unused. We could try this. Also, yeah, this stuff is still running, right? So this is, it's like dwarf also, by the way. So do we have here greater than equal debug size string? And by the way, anyway, happy to see you even so. Can't make this stuff up. Anyway, yeah, we could make some experiments, but this is this kind of stuff of, yeah, the more you test and do and stuff. There's also like maybe other debug option of more lightweight debugging stuff. Let's see, what else do we have here? We have here, not sure, this URL stuff. I'm also slightly surprised. So I mean, somehow this Linux perf stuff looks way less usable, because I have it hard to imagine, but this is also hard numbers versus reality. You would not think that some, so by the way, LZ4, what is IO thread LZ4 compress? What is using LZ4 compression? That is also really curious. And why I would prefer this to be some, not Degraver, sorry, I mixed you. Too many stuff, too much stuff, too much overwork stuff. Sorry. But anyway, welcome to see you. All the admins and other amazing people are welcome here. So yeah, what I wanted to say is URL, where was this URL stuff over here, URL classifier. You really wonder that this stuff, this stuff has such a high percentage here of URL classifier. But maybe this is just so much security stuff of hashing URLs for good versus, I don't know, I'm only speculating. If you have more insight, let me know, of malicious URL stuff, of where was it? That one. Yeah, but again, this, in general, these numbers look a little bit suspicious, you never know. But yeah, but this stuff is still loading, as you see, integer mark. So this is libc. What I wanted, this one stuff, as it is already there very high. Maybe I rebuild Firefox then just for the fun of it. But again, in my opinion, all of this stuff shouldn't be built in. This should be system libraries, as I said in the previous Firefox video. But I really wonder about those other person who sent an email. I hope we didn't get some COVID shit though. Man, what a year. What did I wanted to look up, right? I wanted to look up the percentage. Probably, maybe I should always, where is it now even? Hello? Yeah. Although somehow I have the feeling this percentage is not the most amazing. But yeah, 2.2 gigabyte, not making this stuff up, or probably, yeah. What do we have? Asymmetrics heard PVS Studio decent and has a free license to try. What is PVS Studio? So yeah, this stuff still running, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. It's like, yeah, good luck with your projects. I really wish there would be like a really, like WebKit was in Concur, like KHTML, but in the meantime, with Qt and WebKit and Apple and stuff, certainly, and 15 years of web standard stuff. Probably also as large. So we could rerun this. So the way I've run this is perf, and so let's rerun this for, let's use here, let's hope this was cycles. And by the way, let's use kernel and user space, and I think cycles should work. And fun fact, yesterday I got, also we need to run, so the default is something. If you don't specify this on my AMD Ryzen here, I get a lot of Linux non-maskable interrupt warnings. That certainly is not pretty amazing. And so now I just need to run here some stuff to profile this, because now we are profiling this. And so let's browse here some other stuff of crazy folks and stuff. Let's click here something and like do what you normally would do here with your browsing stuff, and like clicking here wherever, and like causing some load of all the usual bits and pieces. What is now here? Okay, this might be crashing, fine stuff. And so security fix in Raptor. What is Raptor? Linux distribution. So yeah, 3 years stuff of what is Raptor. So GitHub project something. I don't know, something security. So other people as unimpressed as us. So it's not that would be only us noticing that stuff is not amazing in Linux and Windows and macOS land. Let's take a look at the latest virus numbers, which are certainly depressing, but just what you really probably want to profile, what people load here all day, right? Just so that is a state, in case you're wondering. It's shit is every day in another day of paradise. So this is how, wait a second, maybe the profiling is already over. Darn it, of course it's over, because, yeah. Anyway, so then let's re-report that, probably like that. So this normal loading stuff is relatively fast. Also, yeah, now we have, maybe we want to smart optimize what in coincidence. Of course, we have running this, we mostly profiled running BFD. Let's update, let's improve everything, because I wonder how, if yeah, my 20% time here, which might soon not be 20% but 40% or 50 download mirror, I wonder if we continue this open source code development stuff and optimizing our distribution, maybe in some months we are faster than Intel's Clear Linux. B for bin utils. What is the latest version? 35. Let's see what file that is. And this is what we would normally have. Thank you very much. Of grab verbose change log. Oh, there's some elf thing. So this is sometimes use. Oh, thank you. This is certainly not mach. Also probably elf, and I guess it's dwarf 2. So let's manually add it there. Of course, normally we shouldn't do this manually because it certainly doesn't scale. But if you already, like right now, we are waiting here for stuff to finish, then we can also manually fine tune that. Do we have elf? Was it? I think it was elf. So that probably, no, wait a second, it's dwarf 2. Okay, so this dwarf 2 is already an optimized thing here. So nothing to add there. And what was the other? Where are all our nearest line of, we grabbed it somewhere, of the other was elf and, so yeah, elf and used in elf and dwarf too, so can't really optimize that much more. So yeah, there you see that is of course, yeah, also OBS something, libOBS, libOBS video IO of, there we have that. There's so much too. Probably I have to redo that a little bit. Also, what do we have here now, by the way, 3030. So this makes a little bit more sense. You know what? So certainly don't need to run top. We can control set. So the funny thing is, we can't, due to the capture control set here, we can't even stop that here. Also did this profile here with this. No, can't really probably. Let's record that again, and this time, oh wait a second, this is wrong. Let's do that. Because the last time we waited a little bit, this was a little bit of a fail. Certainly we shouldn't wait here so long. And also this side, probably old-fashioned text stuff, not much to see. Need to hurry because we are profiling 1 minute, and then of course like packages is a large one. You know what, we can use our own subversion history because it is a lot of text. Not that this would be super huge use case, but whatever. Are we still profiling? That is good. Let's click here on some more load of what other people would maybe do all day watching our video. So we certainly want to share, like, and subscribe that. Yeah, so this is also that again. Still same shit as 5 minutes ago. And what else do we have here? Zuckerberg's some latest bubbling of uncontrolled bullshit there. And there we have that 75 megabyte of samples. And let's report that again. Then we can continue that again. And so, yeah, kernel stuff, OBS, does it look different? Of interpret, okay, that looks somewhat more usable. So probably we certainly want to optimize some JavaScript stuff there more. That certainly makes sense for modern websites. And then we soon call it a day. So next I certainly also, yeah, this is obviously, yeah, this is why we want debug infos, damn it. So if we have that further, it's probably, I guess, that interpret, yeah. So probably interpreter, that certainly looks like a low-hanging fruit. That makes sense. Do we have this still open in some editor? I hope I saved our precious work. Maybe we have. So here's some 1% of something of that. And so the just-in-time compiled code, of course, doesn't change. And this still didn't load because why should it? So yeah, loading 2.2 gigabyte. It's hilarious. Interpret, wonder what other file. So this would interpret, so int malloc of libc. Here's also some process marker, step of increment, native get property of JIT, get native data property. Maybe we put these two things, but I guess you get the idea of very few, very little code. Dash asks, what is libxul? Good question. Libxul is the Firefox library where they link everything together. So basically that is what makes the most part of Firefox. All the humongous code is from JavaScript to DOM and graphic stuff, everything is linked in there. In my opinion, also not the most amazing there. I think it would already be much more helpful if there would be lib JavaScript and lib skier and stuff, but yeah, 2020 and decades ago of just let's link everything together, maybe in the name of link time optimization, but yeah, here is marking of let's just put there something, doesn't matter, this is just so that certainly makes sense that this JavaScript stuff is running most. And again, as you see, it makes little sense of over optimizing everything and only just takes twice as long to compile it at the end. That makes the code larger and potentially anyway. What else do we have here? Maybe one more and then we call it a day. The debug info will probably not load anytime soon anyway. Did we? I think we did this, didn't we? Native, we could check if that is another file. So it's mostly to no one's surprise. libxul. Basically, we could theoretically compile the whole JavaScript section for that. If we would manually want to mark this, either we put all files in there. Here's some native object. Maybe manually just because it sounds plausible. Let's, oops, yes. We could also native object and JIT-VM functions. Let's just put it in there. Shouldn't hurt too much to optimize some JavaScript files. But yeah, we could theoretically also, as we have here this UVC video quite a bit, which is of course in the kernel, we could check which file it is. And UVC video apparently static void, and optimize this also. So yeah, again, this should be fully automated, and Claire had this somewhat automated, just that this O-profile stuff is a little bit outdated. Linux prof, but basically everyone could submit here some hot function. And yeah, again, as you probably notice, 90% of the code is Rally run. But fully automation is of course a problem if this stuff doesn't like load nicely, neither. I don't think, I would think this just doesn't have info. I would guess it probably is for all the libraries that I don't have with debug symbols. I could, of course, maybe I should actually create a new VM with everything with debug symbols. I don't want to rebuild my running system right now and potentially screw something up. But yeah, this can of course be fully automated if this would work. I'm however not very confident that this is just a warning. I think this is probably not slowing this down. This is probably just cosmetic in nature. It's probably just taking so long to load this stuff, and just loading this in GDB. Maybe this additional stuff. By the way, we could run this with top of 40 minutes we live stream. It's hilarious. This is how large this code is. So fully automating has its limits if this never terminates and you leave it running a week. Maybe eventually it will terminate. But this is also the stuff, a recurring theme here, right? And anecdotes of documenting here how long IT stuff takes, and even amazing open source tools sometimes reach their limits, especially with as large stuff as Firefox. And then with your customers, right? Why did it take 8 hours? It's like, yeah, you had to wait for the tools and analyze it and do it again and so on. And each run here took an hour, or maybe if it ever terminates. But yeah, at least we made something out of that. But the biggest thing is also, as I said, for me, very strange that they have your tools in here. Raise your hand if you think here should be this user space tools in there. It's certainly, I'm not sure, maybe, what is that even? Is it doing something? I want to, what is that even? Certainly I know what this I/O ring is. I just wonder what is it doing in here. Very basic I/O ring implementation of CP. Why are there some examples in here? I mean, there certainly is libu ring, but yeah, cluttering the kernel with all the tools, especially this perf thing that should really, in my opinion, not be in there. This is really strange style in 2020. The Linux kernel people just dump everything in there. Anyway, what else do we have there? PV Studio is a tool for detecting bugs and security weaknesses in source code programs written in C, C++, never working. Why not going to bloated sites? Which bloated sites like YouTube and whatnot do websites not use GFX memory? What looks cool? Well, websites don't directly use GPU memory. They indirectly with what Firefox is doing. So certainly Firefox is drawing to some GPU VRAM tiling data. Certainly the websites only describe here's HTML, here's CSS, here's some JavaScript and HTML5 canvas and stuff and blend and box and layout and stuff. But anyway, yeah, so I probably rebuilt my Firefox because I don't want it with debugging info. Let's see, do I still have MISC archive or MISC tools to have this? No, smart. Let's re-enable that debug printout so that just for me to double check that this really works. Then yeah, it's Control-C that. It's like, yeah, it's hopeless. And it's like, yeah, 40 minutes in, it's like, yeah, you had me at whatever. So I still need to update the scripts. Even O-profile changed in 15 years, so Claire's Pipestone stuff there. It's not up to date anymore. Let's rebuild Firefox and rebuild the Linux kernel just for the UVC optimization. By the way, I could theoretically, do I have Smart or I have Smarter, so Smarter is 03. That is an interesting stress test of mixing OS and 03. Anyway, yeah, that's it. The problem is, this is also why do I make this update? First of all, that you see where I'm coming from. 20 years of, yeah, this tool, they're strange. This is getting larger. This is hard to debug. Crashes on startup. Barely profilable because 2.2 gigabyte profiling information. And yeah, probably I need a PCIe 4.0 PCIe SSD, and maybe I need to order a Ryzen 5950X or something for some 18-20% performance uplift or something. Anyway, leave me in the comments below what you think. Multiple things of, like, yeah, somehow I wonder how. The big summary is, I wonder why the Linux people put their tools in the Linux kernel. I wonder how, this is also the scalability issue, why big companies like Apple, Microsoft have problems with #peak bugs, stuff getting slower, bugs accumulate and accumulate because, yeah, there's this kind of humongous code bases that are not only Mozilla Firefox, but also certainly Microsoft Windows and Apple Mac OS and iOS and Chrome. We have seen this 20 gigabyte of whatever downloaded there in Git repositories. Although this is with history, without history, maybe only 1 gigabyte of or 2 gigabyte of source codes. But yeah, this is a kind of IT state, supersized projects that are not only hard to compile, hard to debug and profile. Today, 1910 dropped frames not brought to you by failing Vodafone DOCSIS cable garbage, 2.4%. Yeah, some report what developers, you have some ideas, you want to optimize it, and then you spend some hours, and the outcome is like, yeah, if we wouldn't hand optimize some stuff, then we would have nothing. If we would wait for the fully automated stuff, let's just double check that I didn't do here some nonsense with also, yeah, again, Core 2, because yeah, this is not ideal, but that's what it is. Tempfs. Oh, I have a typo, 186 gigabyte. I don't even have that much memory. It's probably anyway. I think the kernel is limiting this probably, maybe to full memory. Smarter. Theoretically, we could LTO another day. That could, but the system is older. I would need to update my base system because this is from some years old. But in the latest version, LTO works, and we will spin new ISOs soon. So smarter debug, it looks all right. Anyway, that's it for today. Maybe see you later for more live stream stuff. And as usual, looking for your comments. How many people do we have watching? I need to go though. As per usual, other stuff, and also quite some. It's also amazing that we gather more people here, this live Linux development and show and stuff. And also, as you see, the ISOs. Probably I will, other ideas, so 1 minute of other ideas as we have some people watching. So I could, as you've seen here, like to automate stuff. Not only what Claire has done with this smart optimization 15 years ago and all the other automations we've done, but another idea is how we could fully automate this. First, I need, of course, to adapt these scripts to just work again. And then we could actually build all the packages fully automatedly of a for loop of shell script of for all the packages and see which of them has working make test, so that we automatically build the packages with debug information here on one machine, and then profile this fully automated with the test suite like make test or make check, and then create those files automatically. This would be pretty amazing for now and the future to have this kind of build everything relatively optimized, but for size, because never run anyway, and the few hot files here as seen. Would be interesting if we continue all this kind of attention to detail for a couple of months, where we are. Maybe I should take a look at Intel's Clear Linux and see what kind of performance trickery they do there in custom patches. Although not the greatest fan, the problem is I want to keep T2 as clean and raw open source upstream as possible, and then collecting into Clear Linux patches collides a little bit with keeping this as upstream as possible. But maybe also, if you have some tips and hints, leave in the comments below, send me a patch and email. But otherwise, this is all the stuff you could do, and this is, yeah, between just building something and perfecting it, also for the PS3, SG Octane, and PowerPC MIPS and stuff. And this is a benefit, right? All or most of the files we marked here also apply to Spark and PowerPC. So when we build the release ISOs soon, they are a little bit more optimized, which probably should be pretty amazing, and one of the most optimized builds we have ever done. Hope to see you soon for this next time, and stay healthy and have a good day or night.